happy Tuesday, my friends. I hope you're doing well. Happy Valentine's Day. It's a very exciting day. Not really for me, anyway. We don't really have very big plans for today, anyway. As I told Nate, every day is Valentine's Day for us, right? It doesn't really matter the day. He's got back-to-back meetings tonight, so I'm actually going to go with him to one of the meetings because it's like a dinner meeting. So they do like a dinner, and so we'll just have we'll have Valentine's Day dinner with 50 other people or whatever. Super, super romantic. But he already promised me he'd take me out later in the week, so I'm okay with that, and it really doesn't matter, and just spending time with him is always good. So that's my big plans for the night. But I did want to pop in. I know I'm a little later than normal. I usually go live at 2 p.m. Eastern. It's 4 p.m. Eastern now, but I did want to hop on here really quick. I was kind of playing with the puppy today. Not really playing. She's not really feeling great, I don't think. Hi, Chris. So I just was kind of hanging out with her and cuddling a little bit with her. She was just laying on me all day today while I was doing computer work. So I was kind of feeling bad about making her move. So I finally pried myself away from her. I'm back at the studio and just trying to clean up and do a little stamping after the weekend. So probably won't be here for too long because we have that hot date at a had a committee meeting, but it'll be okay. So I wanted to share a card I made for you over the weekend for one of my card classes. It's actually a really beautiful card. I will say I got inspired by somebody else, and I don't remember who it was. I was, perusing Pinterest and found a card that was very similar, but I switched up the colors and I added some more die cuts and things to make it a little bit more fancy. So that's what I was going to share with you today because it involves two-step stamping, and that's one of my favorite techniques. And after teaching it at class, I realized that not a lot of people do two-step stamping. So it's kind of an oldie but goodie, and sometimes I think we don't really know what all the terminology is. So I thought I would share that with you today. So let's go ahead and show you my space here. Hang on one second. Oh, move the thing, not the phone, because I always end up, here we go. I always end up snapping it out of the holder. Let me zoom in a little bit. Whoops, that's a little bit too much. This is the only part of this that, there we go. That's pretty good. All right, so you can see my messy grid paper. Sorry, I didn't have a chance to change it up here. So I'm using the Regency Park collection, and I didn't bring the paper over here, but this is the so there's two bundles as part of this collection. There's beautiful 6x6 paper, and I don't think I have any of it super handy because it's all packed away right. Oh, you know what? Maybe I do. It's all packed away still from the weekend, but let me see if I have any of it handy. Here we go. Here's some of it. Let's see. So the paper's really pretty. This is more than what I need. That's rain or shine. Here we go. Looks like this is kind of a selection of it, so you can see it's just super pretty, florally patterns. And it wasn't one that I was really attracted to begin with, but it's really pretty. And the more I played with it, the more I loved it. So it has the paper. It has some embellishments as part of it. It has the punch, which goes with this stamps. Oh no, I lied. It goes with this one. Punches out those little hearts. I mean those, good lord, these flowers. See, I've got hearts on the brain today, you guys. Hi Elaine. Hi Susan. Great to see you this weekend, Elaine. And then this is the dies that go with it. And these dies are phenomenal. And I'm going to show you why in today's card because I love, love, love them. And this is not a set that I probably would have bought until I saw this little component of it. So it's really, really cool and really, really pretty. So let's go ahead and get started. As I said, I taught this as part of one of my card classes this weekend. So I have it all kind of prepped here. So I'm starting with a thick, basic white card base. So that's just your standard little card base here. Uh-oh, it looks like I'm frozen. Hopefully you guys can all see me. I'm gonna pause and start it again. Oh, it looks like I paused it. Okay, we're good. So, and then I have a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 inch. Actually, I lied. This is 3 3/4 by 5 inch piece of fresh freesia, right? Yeah. And then I have a 3.5 by 4 3/4 inch of basic white. So we're going to start with that. We're going to use Pear Pizzazz and Fresh Freesia as our ink colors. And I'm going to start with the green because we're going to do some leaves first. Hello, thanks for joining me, Susan. I'm going to start with the solid leaves. So if you look at the two stamps, there's one here that's kind of like solid, and then this one is more detail oriented. So we're going to start with the solid, and we were joking in class that you kind of have to pay attention when you're doing this, because not only are we doing two-step stamping, but we're also doing stamping off. So I'm only using 2 colors. You could use 2 different greens and then you wouldn't have to stamp off, but I wanted to just use the one. So we're going to ink that up in the Pear Pizzazz. I'm going to stamp it off, and then I'm going to stamp it in this corner up here like that. Okay, and then I'm going to do it again in the bottom corner here. So I'm going to ink it up, and this again is like the solid one, and then I'm going to stamp it off, and then we're going to just add a little bit here. Okay, now I'm going to take that detail one I showed you, and I'm going to ink this up. And instead of stamping off, I'm going to go right to my cardstock. Now, when you're lining this up, I found it very helpful to look for these little tiny leaves, because that makes it easier for you to find the correct placement. And I may, let's see, I'm trying to see with the phone in the way, but I'm hoping I can get that lined up. That looks good. And I will tell you, it's very forgiving. So if I miss, it's not going to be a big deal. So there, can you see how it just adds a little bit more detail to it? So you can see like the detail versus the one on the bottom that doesn't have it. It just makes it really, really cool looking. I love it. So now I'm going to do this again. And I'm again going to line it up with this little guy here, which I think it's this. Yep. And I'm going to go ahead and line those up and stamp that down. So now I have the detail on that as well. Okay. So next up, we're going to take the purple, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use the solid flowers, see, first. We're going to ink those up. We're going to stamp them off, and they make it super easy to get it lined up. This big hole right here is your large flower. So I'm just going to stamp that right inside there, like so. Whoops, it looks like I had a little bit of variation there, but that's fine. And then this one, I think it goes this way. So I'm going to miss most of that little one, which is fine. There we go. Oh, you guys, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't stamp off. This was the big joke in class because that kept happening. Oh, goodness. Let's do it again because I want it to be stamped off. See, I kept telling, like, I had to, like, walk them through it, because if you're talking and you're trying to do this, you tend to forget a step, which is what I did. So we're going to do this really fast again. So, again, we're going to ink up this one. This is the solid image. Stamp it off and add a little bit of, we'll add it, like, here. And then we're going to take the green, full strength, try this again. See, you guys, it happens to the best of us, right? I think it goes this way. Yep. All right, I'm going to line that up. There we go. Good thing there's 2 sides to every paper, right? Now, I'm going to take this one. I think it goes right here. We'll line that one up like so. Let's put the green ink away so I don't have a mistake. We're going to ink up this one. And we're going to stamp that off. Large flower in the hole there. Then we're going to do this one, and we're going to stamp this one off this time. Stamp off. And I think it's going to go this way, so we'll get a little bit of that little one this time. Okay. There we go. Now we're going to go right to the paper. You can use any color green, Susan. Pear Pizzazz is a good one. Old Olive is a good one. It really depends on the color scheme that you're using. I find if I'm using like Regals, like some of the more jewel tone colors, I like to use like a Mossy Meadow, which is a little darker. But the pastels, I kind of like to go with the pastel pear. And actually, there's a green in each color family. So if you're using mostly one color family of, like, so say you're using soft subtles, I would use the soft subtle green. If I'm using regals, then I would use the regals green, which is old olive. So yeah, I just love that we have those color families so they can kind of guide you in coloring. There we go. So now we did it. We did the stamping off and the layering, the two-step stamping for both of those. So now I can attach this to my Fresh Freesia cardstock, and I left my adhesive at my house, so hopefully this one makes it through. Uh-oh, I got some ink on my little cardstock, but that's okay because we're gonna tape it down so it won't matter. I have, sure, of course, Susan, I have some Fresh Freesia ribbon. So before I attach this panel, I'm gonna go ahead and tie a little knot here on the side, like so. This collection is actually the collection I'm using for my February card kits to go. So it's my card club, which you get kits delivered to your door. There's 5 different cards, and you'll get 2 of them to stamp. 4 of them to stamp, 2 each of 4. So you'll get 8 cards to stamp, and then I make you a 5th one as a thank you card. And so you'll get 5 designs, but make 4. 2 of each of those 4. So I'll show you those cards in a minute. I think they came out so cute and I'm in love with them, and I hope you guys will be too. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this panel and I'm gonna attach it to my card base. Registration for Card Club for February is open for about another week or so, just shy of a week. I think it ends on Sunday. So there's still plenty of time to get in on the Happy Mail, which I love a little Happy Mail. My classes are all self-paced, so you'll get what you need in the mail, and you can do that whenever you like. And then once the kits ship, I send out the PDF tutorial for you to stamp along with. All right, so now beyond this stamp set being gorgeous for the layering aspect of it, I love, love, love the Sentimental Park dies. Want to see why? Hold on, let me, oh, I don't think I have the right pokey tool. My, take your pick with the pokey is at home. So, I'm going to just use my stylus to do it. I gotta put my glasses on, you guys. I can't even see. So, yes, yeah. So, I mean, it can be tricky to kind of pair greens because you don't want, you know, too dark of a color with too light of a color because it does kind of stand out too much. But yeah, if you stick to the green that's in the color family that you're using, then you should be good. And if you're using multiple color greens or multiple colors like from different color families, then I would stick with the lighter version. So if you're using subtles and regals, I would go with the subtles green, just because unless you're really looking for it to be a bold statement, then you could go with the darker, the regals. But honestly, you really can't go wrong, right? It's just colors. It's all going to give you a different look and feel just based on the colors. All right, so I poked out all the little pieces from this. Now you want to see what's so cool about this? All right, I'm gonna make you wait because we get a stamp first. All right, so I'm gonna take the green here and we're gonna stamp the Let's Celebrate. And I love the Sentimental Park. So this stamp set has all the words, the little flowers, the little stems, and all of the little buildable sentiments, right? And this one comes with the dies, okay? And then the other one is the one that has the leaves and the flowers to build these beautiful little cards, but it comes with the punch to punch out those flowers if you wanted to. But let's build our, oh, I already did this. I already put them out. So I'm going to grab my sentiment and we're going to stamp in green on this white. And I'm going to do it kind of at the top of this label, which is part of the dies. Okay, so we've got Let's Celebrate. And then I'm going to take this piece. I'm going to move this out of the way because I'm all set with that. And I'm going to grab the Fresh Freesia. A little tip too, do you notice how most of the ink is gone from this middle part? Because I taught class this weekend and everybody tends to go right to the middle, right? So you're picking up all the ink and it's soaking out right from that middle. So if your pad is getting a little bit like that and you don't have the refill yet,
I do have it. I just haven't refilled it yet. But if you're trying to get the most out of your ink pad, see how it's darker down here? So use this part right here. And that will give you better ink because it's not all sucked out of there. All right, so it's a good little way to kind of conserve and get all of the ink you need out of your stamp set before stamp pad before you refill it. All right, so now I'm just going to trim this down with my trimmer. Oopsie. Come back here. All right, so I'm going to do this. And again, I've taught you this a couple of times now, I think, but when you're cutting a thin strip like this, it's best to start with your blade in the center of the cardstock. And that way it's not going to squish up the end or drag it with you so that it ends up all crooked. So just a little tip there. I could just, I'm just going to snip it with my scissors. It's easier. Let's see. Let's grab this. And I'm going to just do straight cuts. You could do that with your trimmer if you'd like. I'm going to go pretty close. Okay. And then I'm going to attach that right under here. And then I'm going to show you why I love these dies so much. Because I've been talking about it. Oh, I think I just ran out of adhesive. But I think that's all I need. I didn't really run out. I have more, but it's all at the house from the crop this weekend. Okay. So now, look at this. Ready? How cute and cool is this? So this actually tucks right inside these little flowers. You gotta make sure you get that little one down the bottom open. See down there? And then it will tuck in perfectly. I don't even have to put adhesive if I don't want to. I might put a little bit just to kind of keep it still. But see how that looks so cool? It just kind of tucks in. I don't really need adhesive, honestly. I can put dimensionals on the overlap of this, and that will keep that in place without a problem. So that's what I will do since I don't have any tape runner left right now. And my, as you can tell, my large dimensionals are also packed up still from the weekend. I did not do a whole lot of unpacking. I was writing tutorials most of the day. All right, so then I'm gonna just go ahead and take these off. And I'm going to cover up that little ink issue we had earlier. So I'm going to do this, put that knot as far over as I can, and then I'm going to stick this right on here, like so. So it's not hanging off my card base there. Whoops, but it's very crooked. Hold on. Let's fix that before it gets really stuck. There we go. All right. There we go. That looks better. Maybe. Now it might be too far down. Oh, goodness. There we go. Okay. So, last thing to do here is to add a little bit of bling. And I'm just going to find my bling. Here we go. I'm using the pastel pearls, which there's several different purples there. And I used the light purple on my original ones, but I'm kind of loving the dark ones on some of the cards. So I'm going to put, it just adds a little more contrast. So I'm going to put those on there. Like that, right? And then, because everything is better with glitter, let's go ahead and add some glitter to our U, like so. And then we have a really pretty little card. So, hi Carson. So this is the finished project. Super cute, right? Just a little bit of fussiness with the two-step stamping, but I think it looks really cool. And like I said, you could switch it and do like 2 different shades of green. So like Pear Pizzazz and Old Olive would actually look pretty together. So you could do Pear Pizzazz as the lighter solid and then do the Old Olive or even Mossy Meadow on top, and that would be your darker layer. And then for this one, you could do Fresh Freesia and Highland Heather. Use this one as the lighter lower layer and then highlight with the Highland Heather because it's darker. So you always want the darker color on top, and that would make the difference there. So there is the finished project. This was one of our card class projects from this weekend, and I just loved it, and I thought I would share it with you because it's really a fun technique that I think we forget about as we get a little bit progressed in our stamping. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. I am so glad you're here. I hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day, whatever you're doing, whether that's hanging out at home, which most people have been saying that's what they're doing, or doing something fun with a significant other or a friend or whatever. I hope you have a fabulous day and a great week, and we will see you on Thursday for Thursday Throwdown, so be sure to head on over. Oh, before I forget, I almost forgot. Let me show you the card class cards that are for February. So these are the cards that are part of the card club. So you'll get to make 2 each of these 4 designs. This one here is my thank you card, so that you'll get that one too, but it'll be already made. There will be some Milky Dot embellishments. I haven't got those yet, so I haven't added the embellishments to this yet, but they're just really pretty cards. So you'll be able to make 2 each of these, and you'll get everything delivered to you in the mail. You get the Night of Navy ribbon, you'll get the Milky Dots, you'll get a half pack of the pattern paper. So it's all part of my February card club. So if you need the link for that, go ahead and give me a shout in the comments and I can get that over to you. Or if you're on my email list, you'll get notification of that in the PS in today's email, or again later in the week when I send out a reminder. So let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'll see you on Thursday on my Facebook page, which is also By the Shore Stamping, for Thursday Throwdown at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, my friends, have a wonderful week and happy Valentine's Day. We'll see you all again real soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.